At this point, I'd have Solana and Tesla. I think they're both 10x's from here. I told you when Solana was at 120, I'm like begging you to buy. So I have nothing else to say. Just please move to whatever the strong momentum is. I know there's that fear in your head is this time it'll be the big one. You'll get plenty of notification, you get back in, but don't miss the bull market because you're in a narrative of past. I beg you, I've begged you and begged you, don't do this. Lend out your capital to the opportunities that will offer you the best risk-adjusted return. So I know it hurts people when I say this. Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right, but hope is not an investment strategy. Okay? So I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying to be rude. Please just understand my heart is coming from a good place. I'm trying to help you all.
Solana has attracted the attention of investors due to its recent performance and promising technological advancements. Despite an overall slowdown in the cryptocurrency market, several analysts remain optimistic about Solana's future and set ambitious price targets. Raoul Pal made bullish forecasts for Solana's price. These forecasts depend on Solana's specific technological developments and expected market trends. One of the main drivers of this bullish sentiment is Solana's new validator technology, FireDancer. This validator is capable of processing 1 million transactions per second. This advancement can revolutionize high-frequency trading and even pave the way for established exchanges like Nasdaq to operate directly on the Solana blockchain. Analysts see this technological leap as a major game changer for the platform. Paul is extremely optimistic about Solana's future price and predicts a significant surge during the crypto summer of 2025. He predicts a conservative estimate of 100% growth to $300, but estimates a 300% surge to $600 is more likely. Paul even speculates that prices could reach between $800 to $1,200 in a stock market bubble, with a remote chance of breaking above $2,000. In a shorter bull cycle, he predicts a price of around $750. These predictions are based on various chart analyses, highlighting Paul's high confidence in Solana's future performance. According to Raoul Pal, he believes Solana can easily do 10x or even more from the current price. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now, let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana and the overall crypto market.
Now, NASDAQ year-on-year versus GMI Financial Conditions Index. It's so beautiful. Financial conditions are loosening now that we've got the dollar falling and rates falling, and that is a leading indicator. It's a 6-month lead. We're at the point where NASDAQ should start rocketing higher. We're already starting to see it. I think that continues. That's all part of the banana zone driven by financial conditions and liquidity. Talking of liquidity, global M2, which many of you looked at, has started breaking out. This is the year-on-year chart, and the outright chart is breaking out. Financial conditions lead it, so we should get very strong M2 rest of this year, all of next year, as we've said. Macro crypto summer, macro crypto fall, or autumn for those of you who speak the Queen's English or the King's English now. So that's all part of the banana zone. That's very much getting very, very close. Global M2 versus Bitcoin. You can see the correlation, very high correlation. Global M2 is starting to go higher. It will start moving much higher soon. Bitcoin will follow suit. Global M2 leads a little bit.
Solana's price was more volatile, with larger ups and downs, while Ethereum's price rose steadily. In the end, Solana gained around 8%, outperforming Ethereum's 4% gain. Both saw large initial gains, followed by significant declines and recoveries, but Solana's growth rate remained higher throughout. Discussing the cryptocurrency market landscape, Paul explained the evolution of market phases from the boring zone to the impending banana zone. Paul's insights provide a strategic perspective for investors looking to capitalize on upcoming market dynamics. Paul defines the boring zone as the crucial stage of bull markets marked by significant price declines. Notable historical declines include 27% in 2012, 38% in 2016, and 20% in 2020. The market is currently experiencing a 27% decline in 2024, reflecting a recurring pattern. Despite the challenges it poses, Paul sees this phase as an ideal window to acquire assets before the transition to the banana zone. These trends indicate that the current market scenario aligns with the expected prelude to the banana zone. In light of Bitcoin's recent crash, Paul identifies potential positive outcomes, attributing them to planned rate adjustments by major central banks such as the U.S. Federal Reserve and the Japanese government's strategic reevaluation of the yen to boost liquidity in the market and spur global economic recovery. Amid recent declines in the cryptocurrency market, Paul maintains a positive stance, particularly in regards to the significant drops in Ethereum and Dogecoin. Despite the current market turbulence, Paul sees it as a strategic opening. Described as a macro spasm, Paul advises investors to use available resources during this phase, anticipating substantial gains when the market hits the banana zone. Paul's investment strategy emphasizes asset conservation and preparation for the next banana zone. He emphasizes long-term goals rather than short-term trading, encouraging investors to take advantage of the banana zone by securing assets at discount rates to maximize returns during the favorable market conditions that will follow. While acknowledging the potential risks of divergent outcomes, Paul remains confident in a bullish scenario, citing macroeconomic indicators and the expected increase in global market liquidity as supportive factors. Paul shared his personal opinion and recommendations for all crypto traders and investors affected by the current price crash. He admits the max fear has arrived, but hopes that all his followers will hold on. The current crypto crash is a violent shakeout and the reset of leverage for risk-taking, economist Raoul Pal said in his article on the 2024-2025 period as a whole, but warns that a political and liquidity response could take time. Markets have already entered the max fear zone, he admitted. In just a week, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index fell from 74,100 to the current level of 26,100, which is a higher level for the fear zone. Paul shared some rules to survive such events with minimal damage. First, he recommends avoiding falling into the FOMO trap and using leverage on futures positions. Instead, a good trader should focus on their basket with a maximum of 3 to 5 assets, while a degen, high-risk allocation, should be reduced to 10%. Next, as the possibility of attacks increases, Paul recommends only using proprietary or even multi-signature on-chain wallets for cryptocurrency transactions. Instead of trying to outwit the market by grabbing the knives, the economist recommends considering a HODL strategy. Personally, he would not sell anything and said that increasing long-term holdings could be a smart bet amid the dip. SUI's price surged following Grayscale's announcement that SUI and Bitensor would be getting their own crypto funds. Both assets will be able to be traded in single-asset funds. Grayscale is a pioneer in crypto funds, offering several altcoin trust funds, including Solana, Cardano, and others. Paul recently highlighted SUI's strength in an article on X when he said that most investors will be left without owning SUI. However, Paul also acknowledged that SUI needs to surpass Solana, and that's not in the cards yet. According to the former Goldman Sachs executive, SUI is an innovative Layer 1 blockchain platform designed to facilitate global adoption through a secure, robust, and scalable development environment. According to the white paper, SUI wants to be the most accessible smart contract platform with a scalable network at low gas costs. While SUI's biggest competitor, Solana, is working on FireDancer, which would make it much faster with speeds up to 1 million theoretical transactions per second. SUI is also working on improvements.